Hello everyone, welcome to the East Turkestan National Interest podcast program. I am Rukiye Turtush. Today I would like to talk about a very important subject. Recently, China set up to approve a new law promoting a so-called ethnic unity despite they have already aggressively practicing forced ethnic unity in East Turkestan between Han Chinese and Uyghurs since 2017. They have codified several regressive policies, social policies, including restrictions on ethnic marriage, education, and expression rights into a new ethnic unity law. Today, I'll talk specifically about interracial marriage in this new ethnic unity law. This law banned Uyghur Muslim families from preventing marriages based on identity and religious grounds, and legally forced Uyghurs, Tibetans, and the Mongolians and other ethnic groups marry with Han Chinese and assimilate them into the Han Chinese majority. First of all, here I want to emphasize something quickly because it's important. Uyghurs are not belong to China's so-called 56 minority. So the Tibetans and the Mongolians, they are not belong to China, and they are not in China's territory. China invaded their territory. China invaded East Turkestan, Mongolia, and the Tibet, and consider these groups are minority in Chinese territory. And the international world is following this distorted fact. So back to the subject, why China codified this interracial marriage in their new ethnic unity law. They have already practicing directly or indirectly forcing Uyghur Muslim women marry with Han Chinese since 2017. Why they have to set up new law? Why it's become so necessary for the Chinese government? Since they are doing this genocidal practice anyway? Answer is very clear. China wants to legitimize its genocide because forcing Uyghur women marry with Han Chinese is genocide. The Chinese government's interracial marriage plan or other genocidal plans in East Turkestan do not explicitly say it they are going to implement genocide. We can see that the genocidal intention only from implementation process and the policies and the fatal consequences that they have caused on Uyghur population. The Chinese government and high-level officials who planned these policies know very well that these policies are destructive. They saw the fatal consequences and how Uyghur population dramatically declined because of these policies. But they continuously implemented these policies. And that's mean Chinese state or Chinese state representatives not only has special genocidal intent, but also general intent to destroy Uyghur population. This beginning of the plan, the Chinese government started by rewarding and encouraging interracial marriage between Uyghur and the Han Chinese. Then they enforced by threatening Uyghur women and their relatives with re-education camps and detaining them if they refuse to marry with Han Chinese. They also tried to normalize this marriage between Uyghur and Han Chinese by indirectly forcing Uyghur women, putting Uyghurs in extreme poverty. As a result, number of Uyghur women married with Han Chinese are increased rapidly since 2017, and many Uyghur women start to think it's acceptable to marry with the Han Chinese, especially when they left in harsh political situation and harsh economic condition in East Turkestan. All of these policies are implemented with genocidal intent to reduce Uyghur population and destroy the Uyghur pride by destroying Uyghur women's identity. Because after Uyghur women married with Han Chinese, they are forced to adopt Chinese culture and the tradition, and they eat pork, forced to eat pork, forced to speak Chinese. So they completely destroyed and assimilated. Now, the Chinese government codifying these policies in their new ethnic unity law. In fact, by doing so, China officially legitimizing its genocidal action. And this may be a clear proof for their genocidal intent. By institutionalizing these policies within a new ethnic unity law, the Chinese government appears to assert its authority to define and defend its actions against international scrutiny, they are implicitly framing its treatment of Uyghurs as legitimate. This dynamic parallels how certain narratives justify the action of Israeli soldiers in the destruction of Palestinian communities despite widespread international criticism. Thank you for watching. Please follow the channel and subscribe. In the next episode, I will analyze whether China could achieve its genocidal objectives by codifying policies that promote inter-ethnic marriage within a new ethnic unity law. Thank you.